see when they get that going. Good afternoon, everybody. Meteorologist Andrew Stutzke here, live in the Beast. We have unleashed it today, thanks to our friends who power it, folks at Rock River Electric. Hope everybody's having a good day. We don't have a whole lot going on right now, so we're heading to our location, kind of a sit and wait game. Right now, looking at the radar. Right now, we're on Interstate 80. We are just outside of Geneseo. The threat today is especially focused on the Illinois side of the river, so that's why we're heading east as opposed to west. As these storms get going. So let me show you what we've got going on right now. I'm going to throw up my iPad here so you can see the radar. Not a whole lot, fairly quiet. One thing we've been kind of keeping an eye on are the cloudy skies, which we've got in place right now. And I can show you that. See, don't have a whole lot of sunshine. That's looking east. Let's turn you around, and let's have you look west. And we've got some breaks in the clouds, but some of those are now starting to fill in a little bit. So we didn't get a whole bunch of destabilization today, which honestly is a good thing because that will hopefully keep these storms from getting too much out of control. Nonetheless, we're still keeping an eye on the radar. You can see the actual front itself is located right back here. So it's west of Iowa City, West Liberty, DeWitt. Not here in the Quad Cities yet, but it is moving in our direction. So we're going to be watching that carefully. But here's the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center. They've just issued what we call a mesoscale discussion, and this is for the possibility of some type of weather watch, whether it's a severe thunderstorm or a tornado watch. That remains to be seen yet, but as of right now, my money would be on a severe thunderstorm watch because certainly, given the lack of instability, we may not see too much in the way of tornadic activity today. So it's kind of a wait and see game, but that's what we're looking at right now. If I kind of take you to the website, because that's where we have the whole host of our graphics at, I can pop up today's severe weather risk. There you see it on your screen. So again, this is mainly for the Illinois side of the river, areas south and east of the Quad Cities, running from a line from Sterling down through Geneseo, Aledo, just east of Wapello, through Burlington, and points to the south and east. That's a threat track level 2 out of 5, meaning scattered severe thunderstorms are possible. Let's see. Future Track usually takes a minute to load up because it is kind of a bigger file. But there you see our front currently situated off to the west, area of low pressure in Iowa. Still a lot of clouds in place. We can go to the local radar where you can see some of those clouds trying to already produce some showers well to the west of the Quad Cities. None of those producing anything too interesting quite yet. Temperature-wise, we made it into the 80s, so we do have some instability in play. If you look at the moisture levels as well, we've made it right up to about 70 for a dew point. So you're feeling that humidity, and again, we're going to use some of that humidity to form some of those storms as we go into this evening. So we're going to have several live hits throughout the newscast tonight, including the 5, the 6, and probably the 6:30 as well. So stick with us. Just a reminder that I do have to mute the microphone at times just to take a quick little break so I can hang on to my voice for the newscasts. But right now, guys, it's a wait-and-see mode. There's not a whole lot going on. Storm development is delayed by a few hours, thanks to the clouds that have stuck around from the morning stuff today. Hey, yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me? Excellent. Yep, I can hear you. Very faintly, but I can hear you. Perfect. Thanks, Fabi. Hi there, James. That's right. Yeah, we have unleashed the beast, powered by our friends at Rock River Electric. And as you said, we've felt that humidity and that moisture increasing throughout the day. It definitely feels very sticky outside, but we've had a lot of those clouds sticking around from the morning. But look at the most recent development as I take you outside on our camera. We're now looking south and now to the south and west. And yeah, we've got some sun poking through these clouds as they begin to dissipate. And it's still, that time in the late afternoon / early evening where we can still muster up some storm energy to get a couple of those active storms going, thanks in part to this sunshine. So right now we're heading on Interstate 80 towards most of Henry and Bureau County, but I kind of want to stick around the Henry, Bureau County, Illinois line. That's where several of our models are suggesting some of these storms could get a little bit more interesting, if you will, as we get towards the next couple of hours. So we're going to head for our location here. We'll set up shop and keep an eye on the sky. Definitely looks like it could be an active evening ahead of us, but no worries. James, Efridge, myself, we've got you covered from every single angle, and we are ready to go should something happen with these storms come this evening. We'll send it back to you, Denise. Let me check my map real quick here. We can pull off at, I don't know what exit that is, but it would be, I think the sign's going to say Sterling Rock Falls, Illinois 40. So we're past that, so it's going to be 40. Should be 40. Illinois 40, yeah. Right. So we'll pull off at Illinois 40, take a look at some things and see what's going on. Yep. All right, I'm going to go back to the Facebook Live here, give you guys an update, a synopsis as to what we're kind of doing, what we're waiting for. So if you're just joining us live, we've got the beast out because, yeah, we have the risk for some strong to severe thunderstorms today. Things are a little bit delayed, thanks to the cloud cover that we've had that stuck around for much of the afternoon. So let's break down kind of what we're looking at. So right now we're on Interstate 80. We're going to be heading, did we pass Geneseo yet? We did, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we've already passed Geneseo. This is probably going to be Atkinson coming up. We're essentially going to go to 80 in Illinois 40, kind of pull off there. I want to stay in this area because this is the area where the models have been kind of ramping up some of the stronger storm activity a little bit later this evening. So that's why we're staying on this side of the river. But let me break down in graphic form what we're watching. So again, here's a recap, if you will, of the severe weather risk as we go through this afternoon and this evening. And there we go, close ad. Get out of there. There we go. So there's the severe weather risk, and that's our threat track scale from 1 to 5. So you notice if you're from Sterling, Quad Cities south and east, through Wapello, Burlington, anything southeast of that line in that dark red, you're in the threat track level 2 out of 5. That's where we're expecting some scattered severe thunderstorms to start developing. Now, the radar is fairly quiet for right now. There's the radar picture for you. You can see the front is just right now getting out of Iowa City. Temperature-wise, we certainly have some energy there. We're in the low 80s right now, warm enough. We also have the moisture in place. You've got dew points in the 60s to near 70 degrees. Let's throw a future track, because now that that's loaded up, I can show you how this is going to evolve. So there's 6, 7, 8. So right there, between 6 and 8 o'clock, that is likely where we're going to be looking at the window for severe weather. That timing really hasn't changed from this morning. So let me let this loop through one more time. This is going to go through tomorrow, the next 48 hours, but it gives us a good idea in terms of when we're expecting those storms to really start taking off. So while things have been delayed, I think we're about an hour or two away from some storm initiation taking place to the west, and then it will grow and intensify as it heads to the east here, interacting with some of this instability. So let's let the future track re-rack itself, and then I'll move on from this graphic. So there we go. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, you see this is mainly a threat for the Illinois side. of the river that we're looking at. So timing wise, from west to east, starting at 6 o'clock, about an hour from now until 8 o'clock. So let's say, let me get my little graphic up here. Let's put some lines on this. So there you see some storms already starting to take off here near Makokata. Let's take that off. So let's make some lines. So this is now, this would be 6. Here's 7. And then there's 8. Pardon my crude drawing. So Quad Cities points south around 6, between 6 and 7. If you're near Geneseo, Sterling Rock Falls, Prophetstown, Galesburg, 7 to 8 o'clock. Anything east of Galva, Kewanee, and Galesburg, you're looking at beyond 8 o'clock. So that's the timing, I think, for these storms today as we go through this evening. So here's what we've got going on right now. You've got some development trying to take place here well west of us. This is by Washington, Westchester, those areas there. So that's what we're going to be watching to see if we can grow that upscaler, if you will, or intensify it. This is the latest update from the Storm Prediction Center, by the way, which will come up in just a second once my Twitter feed refreshes itself here. But let's go to here. So there you see right now the Storm Prediction Center, 40% chance of some type of a watch, probably a severe thunderstorm watch at this point. I don't think it's going to be a tornado watch, but I've been surprised before. But 40% chance of seeing some type of watch issued in the next hour or two for that area right there circled in red. And you notice it's just south of Sterling Rock Falls through Geneseo, Aledo, does include Burlington, Galesburg. So that's the area that we're watching right now where the threat for severe weather is currently increasing, if you will. So we're going to keep an eye on this, kind of play it by ear. Again, storms delayed a little bit, but they're eventually going to fire, I think, after the 6 o'clock hour, and then we will see those come to the east. So we're going to have another hit coming up here weather-wise on air with Chief Meteorologist James Harris, so hang tight with me again. There's going to be some pauses in the audio with this. No worries, I didn't leave. I'm still here, but I do got to kind of preserve my voice for the newscast as well. But if something pops up, of course, I'm going to let you guys know what's going on. We're tied in with the National Weather Service, so we've got constant communication with them. They're watching some of the storms right now off to the west. Not saying too much about them, but they're certainly watching. Perfect. Yep, I can hear you, Fabi. Yep, gotcha. Sure. Hey there, James. Yeah, we have unleashed the beast out here on Interstate 80, powered by our friends at Rock River Electric. Now, we're in Henry County, just outside of Atkinson. We're going to be heading for the intersection of Interstate 80 and Illinois 40. Going to kind of stop there, assess things, because I think it's this area here, especially south and east of the Quad Cities, that has a good chance at seeing some of those stronger storms, as you mentioned earlier. So let me take you outside and show you what we've got going on in terms of our sky conditions. I've actually been watching the temperature rise, too, as we've been heading to the east, and already up to 84 degrees here outside thanks to this here. We've got breaks in the cloud cover, and that is certainly what you need. You're going to get some of that energy, some of that sunshine, destabilization, and that's what could fuel some of those really interesting looking thunderstorms as we go on tonight. Certainly it's sticky out, it's humid. We've got that moisture back in place, and that's what it's going to take. I have the ability to, I want to show this off for a second. If you have the News 8 or the Storm Track 8 app, grab it and hit Future on your screen here. You can actually have your own version of Future Track right on your phone and on your tablet. It is the coolest thing, and we even use it right here in the Beast to track these storms. So definitely a good tool to have. We're going to keep an eye on the sky this evening. Chief Meteorologist James Zahara, myself, and Efridge Davis, we're all in. We're ready to go should these storms cause us some problems as we head through the evening. Denise? Pete is very curious what's going on here at the Beast. We always get some funny comments in the comment section. So I'm drinking lemonade, if you're wondering, and no, there's nothing funky in it. He wants to look at the road. So let's give you a front view here, because who wants to look backwards, right? Though who used to do that as a kid, sitting in the back of a pickup truck, you know? I know it's not the legal thing to do, but, you know, back in those days. Let's see, so we're on 40 now, right? Okay, so if we can just kind of find a nice spot to pull off and chill, and whether it's a parking lot or, yeah, somewhere that's kind of out of the line of traffic, if you will. And if you got to turn around, that's no biggie. So, guys, if you're just turning in location-wise, we are in Henry County. Kind of towards the Henry County, Bureau County line is where we're at right now. Just got off of Interstate 80. I'm getting a lot of questions about Galesburg, so if you just missed kind of my update that I did a couple of minutes ago, Galesburg is between 7 and 8 o'clock for the storms. Definitely damaging winds. That's going to be your primary threat. Oh, there's the Psycho Saloon. Or, wow. Yeah, or Silo. Psycho Silo. Silo Saloon. Wow. So if anybody's familiar with that location, that's where we're at right now.
Look at that.
And unfortunately, it appears they're closed. Also, they do not allow club apparel on the premises.
No, that rules us out.
I know, we're not going to be going in there. So use your imagination to try and decide what club apparel is. Yes, Kelly, Burlington is likely going to see some storm activity here. Kind of been keeping an eye on the radar. Let's see. I've always wanted to go to that place. I see people wearing t-shirts from it constantly. There might be. Jeffrey Smith saying hello from Cambridge, a storm spotter. You're welcome, Nate, for the update. Hopefully, Pete, I got all your questions answered. Thanks. My elbow is pretty nice. It's a little pale because I only tan on the upper portion of my arm, but I've never had anyone tell me I had a nice elbow, so I feel honored. The Beast, how many miles are on the Beast? What is it, 13,000?
11,972.
11,972 miles logged on the Beast. It's not even broken in yet.
No, we're going to do it, though.
You're asking the average gas mileage? 8.3 miles per gallon last time I was driving this. I checked the info center thingy. Hey, Linnell, I don't think you're going to see much, if anything, up in Elizabeth. Moline, I don't think there's going to be too much in Moline either. This is mainly going to be an event for areas south and east of the Quad Cities, the way things look right now. And again, to reiterate what I said this morning, too, we don't have the conditions in place today for strong, long-lived, extremely dangerous tornadoes like what they've seen in Minnesota yesterday and to the west of us the last couple of days. This is mainly a damaging wind threat that we're facing today. All right, so we're parked now. Of course, if you use the sun as your guide, that's the western sky. We still got some holes in the clouds. So some storm fuel, if you will, still kind of coming in. So we got a whole lot of questions. What time, my town, all this good stuff. So let's do another weather summary, shall we? Let me untangle my cords. We got so many cords. So much for everything being wireless, right? I got more cords coming out of me than somebody that's doing a heart study right now. Let's see. All right, so let's go back to here. So this is the primary area of concern for the next couple of hours. This is what the Storm Prediction Center is monitoring right now. This is what we call a mesoscale discussion. So what they're telling us, there's a 40% chance or probability that they're going to issue some type of a watch, whether it's a severe thunderstorm watch or a tornado watch, we don't know, but it could be either or of those. My money would be on a severe thunderstorm watch because, again, I'm not too excited about the tornado threat today, but it's these areas here south of Sterling, Geneseo, into Kewanee, Princeton, where we're kind of close by right now. Galesburg absolutely included in this, and so is Burlington, Monmouth, and Macomb. Notice it's not including any of the Quad Cities. So the threat has shifted further south and east, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, the threat is also kind of delayed as well. So let's go back to WQAD.com, because that's where we have all of our wonderful maps here in our map room, where we can show you some of these things that we normally look at too, even on our weather computers back at the station. This is just a nicer version because it's all in one spot. Plus I can loop them too. So you can see the front, it's just east of Iowa City. We've already got some storms developing right now. Those are not severe, by the way, but we're going to be watching those as they expand eastward. You see that new development there in Des Moines County in southeast Iowa? That's something to watch too, to see if that further escalates into something a little bit stronger. But we have managed to warm temperatures up. We're in the 80s for most of us, upper 70s. So the sun, what little we have had today, it's certainly bumped up our temperatures a little bit. Nothing right now alert-wise. Everything is clear. We're not seeing any watches, any warnings. So that's some good news. The dew point scale and the map, certainly, yeah, it's sticky outside. We've got dew point temperatures in the 60s and the 70s. So we've got the moisture in place. There you can see it on the dew point map. So we've got that. The big question is, did we grow enough instability late this afternoon with all this cloud cover to give us some storm fuel, if you will? So that's what we're going to be watching. Let me go back to the severe storm risk graphic and see if I can pull that back up. There it is. Let's go to today's severe risk, because this is our threat track graphic, which will give you a scale of 1 to 5. 5, of course, being the worst. 1, not so bad. So let's give good old Safari a minute to gather its thoughts here. Well, it was reloaded. Okay, well, let's let it reload itself, and we'll go back to the graphic there. Usually I save these all ahead of time on the iPad, but I didn't today. And now it's like, I know you didn't save them, so now I'm going to act up. There we go. So there's the severe risk today, and again, breaking it down hometown by hometown. Quad cities and points southeast, where you're in the dark red, that's where we're going to have scattered severe thunderstorms. Where you're in that light bright red, that's only isolated activity. So not too concerned about the orange and the bright red areas, but it's the dark red area that's got our attention right now. So let's put the timeline on this again. Let's go back to our radar scope app, and we'll pull up Doppler radar. This is something I can draw on, so I can at least give you a time scale as to what we're expecting. So let's ignore the blue line. That's that discussion that I showed you just a couple of minutes ago. So here's the line of storms right now in the actual cold front. So tracking this in, got it. We got another hit coming up, guys, so stick with me here. Mm-hmm. Hi there, James. Yeah, we're in the Beast, powered by our friends at Rock River Electric. Our location right now, we just got off of Interstate 80, and we've got Illinois Route 40 just to my right here out the screen. So let me take you outside, show you what we've got going on. Our location, town-wise, community-wise, we are just outside of Langley, which is north of Buda, if you're familiar with that area. So we've got some sunshine peeking through the clouds. Temperature's definitely warming up. We're already at 84 at our current location here, just kind of keeping an eye on the radar. Definitely feels very humid, very sticky, and yeah, we've got some ingredients that are likely going to come into play to give us some active thunderstorms here in the next few hours. So we chose this position because, again, it's mainly areas on the Illinois side of the river that are going to see the bulk of the stronger storms, and we're just going to kind of hang out right here in parts of Henry and Bureau County, hugging Interstate 80, and that'll give us a good starting place anyway should we need to move, whether it be north or south. But yeah, certainly looks like this area here in line for some of the strongest activity. We'll continue to track it. Okay, let's go back to the timeline. So there's now. There's 6, 7, 8. Look at me, I can count. Oh, yay. But I can't draw with a darn on this iPad. So there's your timing. Between 6 and 7 for the Quad Cities, Clinton, Aledo, 7 and 8 o'clock, Burlington, Geneseo, Sterling Rock Falls, Cambridge, Kewanee, Monmouth, and then east of that, after 8 o'clock. That's the timing right now that I think we're looking at for these storms and their arrival. So hopefully that helps. Thanks for the pause there. Thanks for sticking with me while I did the quick on-air hit there. A lovely view of Illinois Route 40. Winds today up to 60 miles an hour, possibly as high as 70, but given all the clouds that we've had and the lack of storm energy, if you will, probably going to be harder to get those 70-mile-an-hour winds to be realized with these storms. Hey, nice picture of the beast there.
What county are we in?
So now at this point, it's kind of like watching paint dry.
Right.
You're waiting and waiting.
How come
and
they don't have a burger joint right there?
I know. I agree. Where's the McDonald's? No, you got Psycho Silo over there, the saloon, but they're not open.
Yeah, and this is the back way into it. Can you see it from here?
Oh, is it?
Can you see out your back window? No, you really
No, I have a logo, but I can turn the camera over there.
can't. Yeah, there you go. And you can zoom in, I bet, too.
Yep.
So there's a back gate to it.
Oh, okay.
There it is through the, kind of see it through the tree.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Is anybody?
if they open one of those gates, we're going to go looking for some food.
We're gonna be first in line.
Yes.
Has anybody in the chat right now been to a Psycho Silo Saloon? I mean, again, I see T-shirts all over the place. Like when I'm in Sterling, even in Geneseo when I'm out and about, I see people wearing those T-shirts all over. Nobody's been there yet, apparently. I don't see anything showing up in the comments section yet.
Getting a little up at my place in Grand Mound right now, it looks like.
Right up there?
Yeah.
Oh, is that where you live?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, that's a trek.
Yeah.
comment. Hey, Diane says that Psycho Silo Saloon is a great place for a fun afternoon. It's owned and imagined by nice folks. Very cool. Yeah, Amber, about an hour and a half to Galesburg. That timing sounds about right. All right, folks, just kind of hang tight, if you will. I'll do another update at about 10 minutes to 6 for you guys. We'll go over some of the maps and the radar and all that good stuff. I'm just pouring over some model stuff right now, just getting prepped for the 6 o'clock hour. But yeah, we're just kind of waiting and watching right now. Our location is just outside of Sheffield, near Langley, if you're familiar with that is in Bureau County. It's right next to Illinois 40. We've got that just off to the side of us here. What you're looking at, of course, is west, where we've got some sunshine. So kind of been watching that for a little bit, but I'm going to pour over some more model data here, see what we've got potentially cooking here, and then we'll do another update at 10 minutes to the top of the hour. We'll go over some stuff. So sit tight. Again, no worries. I'm still here, but not going to have audio all the time. Save some of my voice for the television side, if you will. So yeah, sit tight. I'm going to look at some stuff. We'll do another update at 10 minutes to the top of the hour. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. We're going to go through another little quick update here as to what's going on, kind of what we're seeing, what we're waiting for. So outside right now on the camera, yeah, you've kind of been watching some clouds attempting to build up, if you will. Nothing too exciting right now. We're still kind of in a wait-and-see mode, if you will. But I am going to take you to the radar and kind of show you what's happening here. Source 5, so there we go. So the main area of concern, if you will, I'm not worried about this stuff right here. See this line through Washington, Kelowna. This is near Iowa City. Not worried about that there. It's the stuff down here as it moves up to the north and to the east that could potentially get a little bit stronger here this evening because we do have some favorable elements in our environment right now that could provide these a little bit more boost, if you will, as they get into our neck of the woods. So that's what we're looking at. This is not the stuff that's going to become severe. I just don't see it with that there. However, it's this stuff here down towards extreme northeast Missouri that's going to be moving to the north and east. And that's kind of why this is the zone for severe weather here as we go throughout the evening. So if you're in that bubble that I just drew, which is mainly south and east of the Quad Cities, that's where we're going to have the potential for some damaging winds, some hail, and also an isolated tornado. Though I'm not too thrilled about the tornado threat today, not too excited about that. I think it can't be ruled out. Certainly going to be an isolated threat as we go through the evening. So still keeping an eye on things. Timing-wise, I think timing is still good in that most of this gets into Galesburg after the 7 o'clock hour. Also Sterling Rock Falls after 7 o'clock, after 8 o'clock as you go east of that. So let me draw that on there again for you one more time to kind of show you the timing of this, if you will. So we're going back to radar. So this is obviously right now. So there's your 6 o'clock. Or not your 6 o'clock, excuse me, that's your 7. And then your 8 in terms of that cold front coming in. But notice these down here. So those are closer to 8 o'clock as you get into or 7 o'clock, excuse me, as you get into Galesburg. So the further south and east of the Quad Cities you are, that's where you're going to see the storm threat. So if we put that on this, there's now. You kind of extrapolate that for about an hour from now. There's 7. There's 8. And then anything after that, we're getting kind of closer to 9 o'clock. So yeah, Galesburg still looks like it's between 7 and 8 o'clock. And again, it's this batch right here that we're going to be watching as it races to the north and to the east that it could potentially strengthen. So that's what we're going to be kind of keeping a very close eye on as we go through the next couple of hours. So again, we're in kind of a wait and see situation. We did have a lot of clouds left over. We still do, actually. That's kind of inhibiting some of the storm energy, if you will. If we would have gotten the sunshine out a little bit earlier in the afternoon, say 1 o'clock, that would have provided more favorable conditions for some rapid storm development, but we're just not seeing that yet. But we do have some instability here, and we definitely have the wind field aloft to support some severe storms. We'll just have to see if that wind shear can overcome some of the lack of instability to get some stuff going. A reminder of our location, we are right off of Illinois 40. We're outside of the Sheffield, Buda, Langley area. If you're familiar with where Psycho Silo Saloon is, we're right next to that. What you're looking at right now is Illinois Route 40. A lot of clouds still, but as you pan the camera to the west, more clouds and a couple pieces of some sunshine that we're going to be keeping an eye on. So we'll see what happens with that. I've got a couple of updates to do during the 6 o'clock hour. I'll keep an eye on the Facebook chat. If you guys have questions, feel free and put them there. I'll answer them as best as I can. And we'll kind of go from there and see what happens. Kind of a wait and see situation right now. Barely, but yes. There we go. Hi, Mikey. I'm wonderful. I'm in my element. We're here, we're ready to go. Yep. Mhm. Who would you like me to toss to, Mikey? ENPS doesn't want to work for me in the field for some strange reason. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. All right, we're just about there. Next minute. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I think that's going to be the stuff to watch coming up from the south and west. And where we're at is
coming our way.
Yeah, we're in a good spot because that would put it right.
You can see it building.
Yeah.
We're where are we?
Right here.
Okay.
So if we need to head south to Galesburg, we can. But by that time, it might be getting dark. So we'll have to watch the time because once it gets dark, we call it a night. Yeah.
So is this our radar?
That's a program that feeds in the National Weather Service radar. I wish we had our own radar.
Can I get that on my phone?
Yeah, one second. Hi, James. Yeah, that's exactly right. So we've unleashed the beast, powered by our friends at Rock River Electric. And right now, our current location, we're in Bureau County, just off of Illinois 40. It's just outside my window here. And for reference, it's near Sheffield and Buda. If you're familiar with where Psycho Silo Saloon is, that's just off to the side of us as well. But yeah, it looks like we're going to be waiting for some of the storms that are in northeast Missouri to kind of come up to the north and east in our direction and see how they behave with some of the limited ingredients we have together. Like I said, we've had a whole lot of clouds for much of the afternoon thanks to the shower activity that has stuck around, so that has somewhat limited our storm energy. But still, there may be enough of that come a little bit later here, beyond the 7:30 hour, as some of the storms you were just tracking on live Doppler radar could start to work their way towards our location here and get a little bit more active. So that's what we're watching right now. But certainly, yeah, as you take a live look outside, it is just nothing but scattered clouds and not too many holes in those clouds for right now. You're looking west, by the way. That's where we're going to be watching the skies as we go through the evening. But we're here. We're ready to go. I think we're at a good spot, so if we need to move a little bit, we can. We've also got all of the tools with us on board the Beast as well. We've got not only our radar, the video capability, but we've also got NED, probably one of the most important pieces to storm tracking in the Beast, so we can give you that exclusive look, our eye in the sky. NED is ready to go should we get some active weather here at our location in the next couple of hours. We'll send it back to you, Denise. All right. And is it a toss back to Denise? We're going to do another live weather hit on the 6 o'clock newscast, so stand by, folks. Cool. Yeah, definitely have to agree with you there. Just kind of doing a little bit of looking at the modeling data and what's going on in the atmosphere right now. And yeah, it certainly seems that the lack of sun is definitely having a big factor in what we're seeing on the radar right now. Let me take you outside so you can see exactly what we're talking about. Just for reference, this is our current location. We're right off of Illinois 40, just outside of Sheffield. We're kind of pulled over, just kind of waiting and seeing at the moment here in Bureau County, right near Interstate 80, just in case we need to move. But yeah, what you're seeing right now, a whole lot of clouds. Now the winds are favorable for severe weather today, but the one missing ingredient is some instability. We haven't seen a whole lot of sunshine. We've been stuck in these clouds for a good part of the afternoon. Now there is some instability, but not a ton of it. So the question is, as we watch these showers and storms now coming out of northeast Missouri, could those track up here into our Illinois hometowns a little bit later and perhaps see more further development? So that's what we're kind of waiting and watching for here. Don't think we're going to see anything pop up right on top of us per se in the next hour, but we're really going to be watching and waiting for those storms that are to our southeast. Regardless, if they can manage to get here before we lose the daylight, if you will, coming up around 8:30, we've got all the tools we need. We've got Ned, the News 8 drone. We've got the radar data. We've got you guys back there in the studio. And of course, you folks at home sending us your pictures and comments, letting us know what's going on. We're prepared, whatever these storms decide to do. So we'll keep an eye on it and we'll track it as we go through this evening. Devin? All right, guys, what time we got? 6:16. Let's do another update here with you guys on the situation, what's going on. Let's plan on doing that at 20 after. So about 4 minutes from now, I'm going to look over some more stuff, and then we'll kind of regroup, if you will, see what's going on. Let me refocus my camera here, so we're just kind of repositioning. But yeah, let me look over some stuff, and we'll chat here coming up in about 4 or 5 minutes. All right, folks, let's do a quick little forecast update, analysis update, if you will. If you weren't watching a few minutes ago, just kind of explaining what we're watching, and that is a whole lot of clouds. That's kind of been the limiting factor when it comes to our instability so far, and getting some more robust storm development. I can kind of take you around the tour of what we're seeing all across the region, because we have a partner here with our Soft Valley weather folks that have weather cameras all over the place. So Clinton, you can see there, just nothing but clouds. And that's north and west of the Quad Cities, of course. But we can also go to Prophetstown, because there has been some activity on the western hinge of Whiteside County that's been trying to take off. This is the Whiteside County Airport, which is south of Rock Falls. You can see there's a lot of clouds there too, just a couple of peaks of sun. There's Prophetstown, that's at the Prophetstown High School, where they also have a lot of clouds too. So let's go back to the Radar Scope app. And really, I'm not too concerned with this stuff right here, this line that's west of us, west of the Quad Cities. That's not going to be severe. So again, we're not really focusing on that for right now. But we are going to be watching this stuff here that's starting to kind of fester up a little bit. This is the main batch of storms that's working to the north and east, but there's a couple more storms here and also one here too that are also racing to the north and to the east. Now again, the biggest problem we're having in trying to get more robust, stronger and severe storm development is we're lacking the instability. We have had clouds in place for a good chunk of the afternoon. That's limited heating, that's limited storm energy. The wind shear is definitely there. We've got that ingredient, it is in play. If we had some more instability, we would really start to see these storms take off, but that just has not been the case. But yeah, I think the one to kind of keep track of is especially this area here in extreme northeast Missouri, and as you go into extreme southeast Iowa. So those are racing to the northeast, and those will be here in the Quad Cities and as the areas east of the Quad Cities, likely after the 8 o'clock hour at this point, I think is going to be the timing on that. So again, it's this area right here that's the strongest. That's heading to the north and to the east. So on its current path, let's take that out to draw the lines in. So there's right now, you're talking about an hour from now, about 7 o'clock. There's 8. So between 7 and 8 for Galesburg, I think is still the good timing on that with this here. We'll have to see if that can intensify more as it moves off to the north and east. It's trying to do that. I've been watching the lightning data, and it is getting some more strikes within that cluster. Not seeing a whole lot of lightning with this activity here. So far, no lightning here. No lightning with that stuff there, but this has been the main thing we've been watching right here as this stuff here moves to the north and east. See what that does. Put the loop on it so you can see what it's done. Zoom in a little bit closer too. Yeah, we're getting a little more lightning activity. Also the reflectivity, the colors are becoming a little more hot, if you will. So it does have a fairly good updraft, at least appearing on radar. So we'll see if that can hold and maybe intensify a little bit more as it heads up to the north and to the east. Another little strong cell tracking here near Meteorologist. No lightning with that, but definitely some heavy rain as that heads to the north and east as well. So we'll keep an eye on that too. Storm Prediction Center, the mesoscale discussion that I showed you earlier, by the way, has expired, and we still have no watch. So that's some good news in terms of the severe threat possibly decreasing here as we speak. Let me get you to some of the maps here, and we'll go over again which areas are under the threat for severe storms today. So this is on WQAD.com. We've got a full map room for you with all of the maps that we use typically on a daily basis, including the 14-day outlook. It's always there. I get many folks that ask for me to show it in the morning. But yeah, a lot of different graphs there. So there you see the severe threat. Again, mainly south and east of the Quad Cities. It's a line from Sterling Rock Falls through Aledo, Wapello, Burlington, and points to the south and to the east. So if you're in the dark red, that's the area of concern. We have no watches, no warnings in place right now, but we're keeping an eye on the radar, especially those storms to our south and to our west. So that's kind of why we positioned ourselves on the Illinois side of the river today, because we knew that that likely had the better chance of seeing some severe weather. Now, interestingly enough, this storm here that is well to the northwest of Muscatine is also intensifying a little bit as well. So we're going to keep an eye on that too, because that's going to be heading into our northern hometowns here, especially into Clinton County eventually as well. Let's throw the velocity on here just for the heck of it. So no rotation, that's good. Nothing too exciting happening there either. So, kind of keep an eye on it, see what happens. But again, my concern right now in the near term is kind of through this corridor right here, moving off to the north and east. Again, we don't have conditions in place today for strong, severe, long-tracked, damaging, very dangerous tornadoes. We're not going to see what the folks up in Minnesota saw. We just don't have those ingredients. But I think a good rush of wind on the order of 60 miles an hour, that will certainly be a possibility as we head through at least the next couple of hours. That's kind of our window of opportunity. Once we reach that 8 o'clock hour, the severe potential really begins to dwindle. Sounds good. Yep. All right, guys, sit with us. We're going to do another live hit for the on-air folks that are on television for the News 8 at 6:30 newscast. We got a new discussion to talk to you about from the Storm Prediction Center, so sit tight. We're going to cover it in just a minute. Okay.
Maybe not. Yeah,
Gonna be a while.
Nothing yet.
Closer to dark.
Probably closer to when it gets dark. It's like watching paint dry. What's this place like? Food pretty good? That's what it looked like. Sounds good, man. Yeah, that's what I read on their website. I'll have to make
Stand by. Hope you're okay.
We're gonna go live. Good job, man.
Yeah, hey there, James. We're in the Beast. It's been a while since I've been in here, so it's kind of nice to get back at it again, if you will. And our location right now is in Bureau County. We're near Sheffield and Buda. We've got Illinois Route 40 just behind us, and kind of a good vantage point to watch some of the clearing in the skies that we've been anticipating would move in this evening. There you see it, some of the breaks in the clouds, but as you were saying, it may be too little too late. We've got the wind shear, which is that change in wind speed direction in place that we need for severe storms. But the one thing that's been lacking, why we're not seeing that explosive storm development, is we don't have a lot of storm energy or storm instability because of that, the clouds that have been in place. But you know, it's sticky. We've got the moisture. There is a little bit of instability. So the big question is, can some of these storms coming up out of extreme southeast Iowa maybe utilize some of that and get their act together to produce some interesting weather up here? So we're going to keep an eye on it. We've got the radar up. Our live stream is on WQAD and our Facebook page, so you can join me there. I'll have a live discussion, and we'll track those storms for you as they come in here. We're ready to go with the Beast. We'll send it back to you. All right, so let's go to the radar because we have a new update from the Storm Prediction Center. And this one really hasn't changed much from the last update. So let me pull it up here for you. There's the new mesoscale discussion, if you will. The blue box is where the Storm Prediction Center is watching. They're monitoring the storm development to see what's going to happen. But I'm going to kind of read this here. So still a 40% chance of a watch being issued. Severe thunderstorm or tornado watch. We don't know which one, but there's a 40% chance of that. And they're saying right now that a few clusters of strong to severe storms will be possible along the cold front that's coming in. Damaging wind gusts and isolated hail will be the primary threat. Still unclear if a watch is going to be needed or not. Let's see. They're saying the wind shear is good, some storm organization possible with that. But really a big question on how organized these storms are going to be. So they're asking the same questions that we are, and only Mother Nature can answer those questions at this point. But again, this is the area I'm watching, this cluster right here, and then you got a couple more right here that are tracking to the north and to the east. Let me go to some of our other areas. Let's put a pause on the loop. So you got some other non-severe stuff here in western Whiteside County. That's not going to cause any issues right now. This activity here has just kind of been up and down in intensity. Nothing severe here. Not much lightning with that either. So again, that's another thing you use to judge the intensity of a storm is how much lightning is in it. And so far, it's this stuff right here as you get towards Des Moines County in Iowa that's had the strongest in terms of lightning activity with it. So I'm going to kind of watch that as it moves up to the north and east. That's something we're going to keep an eye on. So our location right now is we are in Bureau County. We're right here, kind of between Sheffield and Buda, right there along Illinois 40. So there's Sheffield, you've got Neponset, Buda, Wyanett, there's Interstate 80. And that's our location there. So we're just kind of waiting and seeing what's going to happen with these storms to our south and to our east. And we're in a good spot that if we need to move, we can do that. If we need to head a little further east, if we need to head a little further south. Don't see a reason to move as of right now, but certainly going to keep an eye on these storms as they come up from the south and from the west. Let me go Chrome back up here again so we can show you what's going on in other parts of our area. So these are some of the cameras that we share with our partner site. Still a lot of cloud cover in Clinton. This is at the Whiteside County Airport south of Rock Falls looking due west. So as those storms there in western Whiteside County slowly move to the east, we're able to track those and watch those live on the camera here as well. We can also go to Prophetstown too. We just got this camera back up, and yeah, a lot of clouds there too. Looks a little stormy. So we're going to continue to watch that, keep an eye on it. We'll see what happens. As you can see, we still got some clouds, a little bit of sunshine, but the hourglass, if you will, for severe weather timing anyway, is running out very quickly. So if we don't see anything get too strong by 7:30, 8 o'clock, I think the threat's going to be winding down very quickly. So we'll keep an eye on this. We've got 6:36 right now. Let's regroup at about 15 to the top of the hour, and we'll go over another forecast update. But until then, it's just kind of a wait-and-see situation and in terms of what these storms are going to do. So we'll watch that. You may have seen me hold this up too during the interactive cut-in there, the live one. So that's our NED, our News 8 drone. Really nice tool to have, by the way, especially when you look outside. We're completely surrounded by trees. So if we do get something nice that we need to look at, we can send NED up, Ned can get above the trees and get us a nice bird's eye view of some stuff that's coming in. So thankful we have that tool here at WQAD that we can use at our disposal. So stick with us. I'm going to come back with another update at about 15 minutes to the top of the hour. All right, guys, so quick update. We're going to head back west a little bit more. We want to at least, get the beast wet. We don't want to not have it even see any rain before we have to take it back in because, we usually got to call it quits by sunset about an hour and a half from now. So we're going to head west. We're going to stay on Interstate 80, though. We're going to head towards Atkinson, just to the east of Geneseo. Still nothing severe, by the way. There is a strong storm that is down. Let me pull the radar back up here for you so you can see. It's just by the Fort Madison area. It's that one we've been watching. It's south of Burlington. So let me pull that back up so you can see it. There's the storm. That is not a severe thunderstorm warning, by the way. That's what we call a special weather statement. Just saying that this particular storm probably has some small hail, some gusty winds associated with it. And as you can see, it's got quite a bit of lightning, too. There's other storms here near Keithsburg, south of Aledo, near Seton. Those are non-severe. More showers and some heavier downpours near Erie, Fenton, getting into Morrison. Non-severe there. A little further to the north, you've got some storm activity near Loran and southeast Joe Daviess County. Nothing severe there either. And then these storms near Clinton County, nothing severe there as well. So again, I think that the storms to watch here, if they're going to do something, is in this group here as it heads to the north and east. So we're going to head towards Geneseo, Atkinson, just so at least, maybe we get a rainbow or a shot of some lightning or something as these storms are moving up. Again, not doing a whole lot. We're limited on instability. That's kind of the thing that's really hindering any big storm development right now. So that's where we're headed. We'll keep you up to date as we go along the way here, but we're going to hop on Interstate 80 again, start heading west towards Atkinson. Yeah.
7:20. What time it is?
It is 7:20, yes, and we still got some folks on the stream hanging on. So quick update on our location. We are in Atkinson by the brand new Loves. What an impressive place that is. We just did a little pit stop for some food. We're waiting for some storms, but there is not a whole lot going on. It is pretty quiet. There's the view to the west where you can see some of the storms that we were showing you on radar a moment ago. Also, we have a nice little population of some geese over here and some goslings. We'll zoom in on them. They're having a grand old time over here, just kind of pecking away at the grass. They're like, yeah, we see you. We know you're watching us. Am I going to get out of this vehicle? Absolutely not, because I don't feel like getting attacked by a goose today. But yeah, they're having a good time. Also, we did notice a chicken may have gotten loose, maybe from the Chester's Chicken here at the Love's truck stop. There was a chicken on the exit ramp, just kind of chilling, sitting there. May have escaped its final fate here. Cause yeah, you see that right there? Yeah, we think it came from there. And it's now sitting on the side of the road. It's alive. It's not, injured or anything, I don't think. It was moving, right?
No, it was fine.
It was pecking away, eating away. Okay, so yeah. That's what we got going on right now. Never a dull moment. But let me pop up the radar so you can see what's going on. Here we go. So we're in Atkinson. That's us right here. And that's the storm complex that's coming to us. So we're at least, if we see a bolt of lightning or hear some thunder, we're going to be happy. It does appear that nothing too crazy is going on otherwise at the moment. We'll keep an eye on this storm. It's had some organization to it for sure. Near Viola there. Let me go to velocity. It's going to update. So no rotation, that's good. But we're going to keep an eye on that for now. Kind of hang out here in Atkinson, right along Interstate 80, and yeah, see what happens. Maybe we can get some thunder. All right, folks. Let's see here. So right now we are heading back towards Geneseo. Kind of show you what we got going on right now. So again, nothing severe. And actually, those storms down to the south of Burlington really lost their punch. This is the strongest thing we've got going right now in the entire region. So we're going to go to Geneseo. We just left Atkinson. We're on Interstate 80 right now. So we'll be there shortly in the next 5 minutes or so. And we'll take a look at this guy here. It's been definitely showing a lot of lightning. And certainly, too, looking off in the distance, I'll show you on the camera, you can see there is definitely some heavy rain that's falling with that particular storm. Some good downpours, probably a good gust of wind in there too, but that's where we're headed right now, is towards Geneseo. Again, nothing severe with this as of right now, but has shown some signs of intensifying, including the increasing amount of lightning. So we're going to head to Geneseo and check it out. All right, guys, so I want to give you an update. We're going to get out of Geneseo right now, and we're going to head down to Cambridge. Kind of an interesting looking storm there, but here in Geneseo, very heavy rainfall, large droplets falling. So, yeah, definitely some very heavy rain coming down, reducing visibility. You got some good ponding on the roadway there. But I do want to go check out this other storm, this one here, which is right near Cambridge, or heading for Cambridge, I should say. I've been kind of watching the velocity, and there appears to be just a little bit of rotation. It's kind of hard to see. We have a wind farm that's kind of in the way, but yeah, that's a very interesting little signature that's starting to develop on that particular storm. You also notice too on the radar loop, it appears to kind of be wrapping itself up here. So I'm just going to kind of go check it out again. We're going to go head to Cambridge. We're doing that right now. So we are on the way down to Cambridge. No warnings or anything at this time. Just kind of keeping an eye on it. Again, we just got out of Geneseo. Good amount of lightning, also some really heavy rain. That's what you're seeing outside on our camera, our live view right now. And good rush of wind as well. What you seeing there?
Just some heavy rain downpour.
Oh, some more heavy rain?
Yeah. Nothing else. Are you seeing any rotation yet?
There is a little bit. It's kind of hard to tell,
See a
but
line right there, but I don't know what that means.
yeah, we'll keep an eye on that.
Still going the right direction.
Yep. All right, guys. So a quick update. We are in Cambridge right now. Want to show you kind of what's going on. So the radar signature has been showing some signs of rotation. This is just north of Cambridge. It's actually a little bit closer to Osco right now, but that's what I've got the camera facing at the moment, just to see if we could see anything that's kind of pronounced. And I don't see anything right now. Certainly intimidating looking. Look to it right now. Again, there is no warning. Whoop. Can you?
No, it's awful scary when you see the weatherman in your parking lot. Don't tell me the tornado's coming this way.
No tornado.
Not yet.
No tornado yet. There is some rotation there, though.
That's neat. You get a spot to watch that stuff.
You good with us being here?
Yes, ma'am.
Appreciate it.
Sorry, those were the owners of this nice spot that we're at right now. Let's pan you a little bit further over. Good amount of lightning with this storm too, by the way, that we're noticing. So I'm going to keep this wide actually, because there's a lot to look at. But I also want to take it to where we're seeing the rotation too on radar. So let's put up the screen, and I will circle it here. So it's right in here is where we're seeing a little bit of rotation. And where you're seeing that is just to the north and west of Cambridge. Now again, there is no tornado warning on this, not even a severe thunderstorm warning, but there has been some rotation that we've been noticing on the radar here. So there's the reflectivity. Let's put the rotation on, and it's right here, just to the north and west of town. That's moving off to the north and east. So it's near Osco, north of 81, north of Route 81 is where you've got that rotation. We may take in a little bit here, just a few minutes, we may take a little bit of a trek further to the east, right along 81, just to kind of keep up on this storm as it starts to head up towards Anawan and eventually Sheffield and Wyanett and those areas. But certainly a very interesting looking storm right now, especially when it comes to the radar picture. Though it appears to be kind of losing its organization some. It's latching on to another line of storms to the south. So the signature isn't as impressive as it was, say, just a few minutes ago, but still, I think this is something to watch as it heads up into parts of Henry County and those areas there, too. I think we got another storm chaser with us. We attract a lot of different folks because, of course, you know, the beast, it sticks out like a thumb, as a sore thumb would, like it should. So, yeah, we're definitely going to keep an eye on this. Again, right now, if you're just joining us, we're in Cambridge. We've got Illinois 81, 82 right in front of us, and we are watching this storm that is just north of Cambridge right now. It's got an interesting signature on the radar itself. Let's zoom in a little further here. Most likely some scud, but yeah.
Oh, look at how it's shifting now this way.
Yeah. So you're getting some outflow from the storm itself there. So let me see where we're at here. Oh, there we go. They're hustling. Yeah, so area of rotation would be right that way. That way. So to the east. So since that's going to be passing, I'd say, yeah, let's go ahead and let's go east. Let's take 81 east. Oh, yep.
Wipe it just once.
Got it. There you go. Now you can kind of see. Yeah, let's go ahead and go east. We'll go east on 81 there. /82. Yeah, this is a good spot in the open to kind of see, except those trees are in the way.
Yeah.
Darn trees. So National Weather Service kind of staying mum on this particular storm, not really saying anything. There is some more stronger storm activity well to the southwest of us. But this is the storm of interest right now as we give you a live view of this. And again, this is just now north and east of Cambridge in Henry County, of course. That's what we're watching right now. We got some trees up there. Normally I'd get net up in the air, but we got some very heavy rain ongoing at this moment. So that is definitely not going to be a possibility, at least at this moment. Looks like we had some lightning there. Yeah, that's like it's pretty much wrapping itself up here. Let's give it a few more scans and see what happens with the next couple of updates. It's looking kind of a little raggedy. I mean, we've got the wind pattern today, folks, is definitely supportive, but we just have not had the storm energy to do all of this. So that's been the issue. We just have not had that instability. Not that we don't want to see these things. I mean, nobody would wish a tornado upon anyone, but we're out here to kind of keep an eye on that situation, and hopefully we don't have to see that happen. But we'll give the radar a couple of more scans here and see what's going on, because I don't see anything too crazy with the radar right now. Let me take it back to reflectivity so you guys can see what I'm looking at. So this is the storm that we're on right now. This one here, just to the north and east of Cambridge. So that's going to be heading for Atkinson and Anawan. More so Atkinson. So just kind of, we're going to keep an eye on this here. I'm going to switch over to the velocity. And remember, when we look for rotation, we want to have something that's got the green, the red close together. We just don't see that pronounced, at least, very much with this particular storm. Now, earlier, yes. Ooh, there's good lightning around there. Earlier, yes, but now it's kind of lost its organization, if you will, as it's moved further off to the north and to the east. But again, we're going to watch it. No warnings right now with this particular storm. It's this area right here that had the rotation earlier. It's heading for Atkinson, eventually New Bedford. This will pass north of Sheffield, but it will pass through most of Henry County and also clip, it looks like, northeast Bureau County too. But let's take you back outside, show you what, again, we're looking at. And just a lot of dark sky. We got some lightning, good amount of thunder coming down. Had some heavy rain earlier. Now we're kind of in a lull, if you will. And just kind of waiting for a few more radar scans and see what this storm decides it wants to do, if anything. All right, so you're looking at the backside of the Cambridge storm, the one that just blew through Cambridge. So you're looking right now at the northeast. This would be the backside of the storm. Not nearly as impressive on radar as it was a few minutes ago. Looks like it's kind of starting to lose its organization. We don't have a road that's going to get us up to Anawan in time to give it a visit there. But we'll leave you guys with this view. We'll just kind of sit here for a few minutes, enjoy the nice rush of rain-cooled air, if you will, and maybe we'll catch a couple of lightning bolts if we're lucky. Maybe. We'll see. Alrighty, let me turn this puppy around here. So yeah, that storm kind of fizzled out. That was honestly the most exciting storm we've had all day. So we got one decently organized storm out of this whole mess. So we're going to get ready to head on back to home base, aka WQAD, the Quad Cities in Moline, because these storms are not doing too much. Plus, it's going to get close to dark time, or sunset time as well, I should say. So that's a problem. We definitely don't like to chase at night, because that's a dangerous thing to do. But I'm glad we were able to get on that storm by Cambridge, because that one was really looking interesting for several minutes. Plus, not only did we see the storm in Cambridge, but I got to meet Jeffrey Smith in person. That's who was with us a few minutes ago. So shout out to Jeffrey Smith from Cambridge for sending us the pictures. We got some pictures from him. He's been chatting a little bit. So really nice to meet you in person. That's awesome. I always like meeting the folks in person. So I'll give you one last little tour of the radar here, show you kind of what's going on. Oh, nobody wants to see that. There we go. That's me. And my messed up hair. It's been a long day. I am so glad I have tomorrow off. So here's the last radar update I'll give you here before we give the live stream a bit of a break here for today as activity begins to wind down. So you got a good line of thunderstorms stretching from Lee County in Illinois, south of Sterling Rock Falls through Tampico, Coupole, New Bedford, Atkinson. Some heavy downpours, good amount of lightning with those there. Further south, a stronger storm, but that's going to cross into west central Illinois towards Macomb. Probably a good rush of wind there, but otherwise, all is quiet. And I would say if you're in the immediate Quad Cities, it's over. Storm threat's over. Really, the only areas concerned right now would be into western Bureau County, eastern Whiteside County, and western Lee County in Illinois. Otherwise, that's it. It's done. It's over. So the main thing that kind of killed the severe weather threat here today, lack of sunshine. We had the wind shear, the wind pattern certainly favorable for it. The only thing we did not have was the storm energy, aka the sunshine. That really kind of spoiled this. But you know what? That's good. We don't want severe weather that would potentially damage property or injure people or even kill people. That's good. If we can avoid that, we're happy. It's exactly what we want to see. So some good news there. So I will leave you with a parting view as we get ready to head through Henry County, Illinois here, heading back home to the Quad Cities. Just some heavy rain, some lightning, and maybe some small hail as you go to parts of northern Henry County, southern Whiteside County at this time. But other than that, that's all we got. So I want to thank everybody that joined us on the live stream this evening. Appreciate your questions, comments, all that good stuff. We do appreciate you following us as we keep you ahead of the storms and as we track them as well. It's our name and it's exactly what we do. So meteorologist Morgan Strackbein, she'll be in for me the next couple of days. I will see you on Friday morning, broadcasting live from my hometown of Sterling. They're going to be doing a Stock the Squad event, collecting personal hygiene products and things for the less fortunate. So looking forward to helping them out with that. We'll be live for GMQC and even GMQC at 11. So look forward to seeing you guys on Friday, and enjoy the next couple of days, and I'll see you later this week.